Getting ready for game day. I'm super excited to share with you 5 easy game day recipes that can all be made on your Traeger grill. Let's start with my fully loaded grilled potato skins. Okay, let's get prepping these potatoes. Okay, so you need a knife, a cutting board, a grapefruit spoon, and a bowl of cold water to get started. Ready, what you want to do is choose potatoes that are russet potatoes that are more on the smaller side than bigger side, since these are going to be little appetizer potato skins. And then what I do is after I cut it in half, I use a grapefruit spoon to carve out the middle. And I am keeping the middle for potato soup. So to me, that's good. So I want a little bit of an edge. And then after that, we're just gonna plop it over here into some cold water so that it doesn't turn brown. The hardest part of this is just to scoop out the potatoes. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drain them and dry them off. And then we're gonna get them with a little vegetable oil and salt and pepper. Okay. A little neutral oil, whatever you have. That's pretty neutral, it doesn't have too much flavor. We're gonna season. Flip the potatoes over and make sure you season both sides well with salt and pepper. Rub all that around. Voila. Okay. So we're gonna go skin side down. No, skin side up, not down. Flesh side down. These are cooking at 425 for 30 to 35 minutes until they're just fork tender. While these cook, I'm going to get everything else ready. My potato skin toppings. Woo, let's go. I like everything on my potato skins, so I do a lot of shredded cheese, crumbled bacon, chives, and sour cream. Ooh, fork tender and super crispy. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a solid handful, put it right there in the middle. Go ahead and pile it up. After I get the cheese in there, I like to close the lid and give it like 3 or 4 minutes for that cheese to melt. It's a tiny work of art. I love potato skins. Let's see how we did. Do me a favor, give these potato skins a thumbs up. You know where to go. Let's first start with our 2 pounds of wings and all of our dry rub ingredients. First of all, if you want to make crispy wings on the grill of any kind, the secret is baking powder. Baking powder on the outside of the skin is gonna crisp it up for us. If you don't have baking powder, you could use cornstarch, but baking powder gives you the best results. So I have my wings here and I'm gonna get everything ready. I have my baking powder, salt, pepper, chili powder, garlic, and onion. We're gonna give this a stir. After you get your dry rub mixed up, transfer the wings to a big zip top bag and then pour that dry mixture over. Shake and bake, baby. If you like rubbing meat on the bone, this is your chance. Time for the grill. Great. My Traeger is at 375. We're gonna get these on. I'm gonna start skin side down, but we're gonna flip them at the 18-minute mark. Okay, while the wings are cooking, we're gonna get saucy. This is the finger-licking yummy part. Start with 1/3 cup of your favorite tequila. Smell that, it smells so good. Then about a tablespoon of agave nectar. Then we're gonna do the juice and the zest from 1 whole lime. Okay, now we're gonna get our spices in. We're doing 1 teaspoon of chili powder, cumin, onion, and garlic, followed up by a little black pepper. Okay, so this deliciousness is gonna come up to a bubble, and we're gonna let it simmer on medium-low for about 8 to 10 minutes, and it's gonna reduce for us. While that sauce is reducing, I popped outside real quick to flip the wings over. So we're getting some grill marks, and they're looking good. Last up, we need to finish our sauce with a few tablespoons of butter. It's gonna give a glossy feel to the sauce. It's kind of gonna help it stick to the wings, and just butter makes everything better. Look at that. Okay, get these pulled off. There was a very minor camera malfunction, so I didn't get recorded pulling the wings off of the grill and then pouring the sauce over, but here we are, some super saucy, delicious wings. All right, these are hot. We're gonna see how we did. This recipe and all of the other recipes are in the links down below, or you can go to fancyaproncooking.com. Let's keep going. Right, now we get to move on to the easiest of all of these appetizers. Just 2 ingredients, 1 device, smoked cream cheese. Okay. So I have a small cast iron pan. We're gonna plop a block of cream cheese on top. I'm gonna take our knife and we're gonna make some little hatch marks. So we're doing this so that when our cream cheese puffs up and cracks, it cracks along these lines. I forgot about the oil. We are going to give it just a squirt of oil before we sprinkle with our rub. Done. Ready for the grill. Set the smoker to 180 degrees, and we're going to let this hang out in there for at least 1 hour, but you can go up to 2 hours depending on how soft, creamy, and delicious you want it. This recipe in particular, I'm excited to share with you because I've never seen it anywhere else before. We are making teriyaki beef skewers with 2 ingredients. It's fast to assemble and it's lightning fast to cook. This is where we start. Alrighty, so we've got our little station ready. We've got some skewers. We've got the dish that we're gonna let this marinate in for just a couple minutes, and we've got our steak ready to rock. All right, so I'm pulling out a section of 2 pounds of this ultra thinly sliced New York steak that I got from Costco. So it's New York steak that's partially frozen and then sliced on a meat slicer, super, super thin. So then we just fold it in half and we can thread a skewer back and forth. And then we're gonna stretch it out so that it covers the whole skewer. It's super fast because we don't have to cut the meat at all. This meat was still partially frozen, so it was a little bit stiff in the beginning, but there we go. Look at how quick and easy that is. All right, here we are with the last one. It's go time, buddy.
Now you don't need too much marinade because since the steak is thinly sliced, it's gonna absorb plenty. It doesn't need a ton.
10 to 15 minutes like this, and they're ready for the Traeger. Oh, beautiful. Okay, it's time to get these on.
All right, friend, it's all downhill from here. All we have to do is get the skewers onto the Traeger in a single layer. Then we're gonna close the lid and we're gonna come back in about 4 minutes to flip them. So 8 minutes total and they're done. Don't make these until you have your friends already over or you're actually ready to eat because they're gonna get cold before you get to them.
I love this so much. So I'm super excited to take a bite and show you how good they are. You could totally make these. I like to make this sometimes for a quick and easy weeknight meal. Serve it over some like fried rice. You can garnish it with a little green onion and sesame seeds. We're not garnishing today. We're just gonna eat and have a good time with our team. Let's see how we did. It's so tender. Kid food. It's kid-friendly food. Okay, we have one more to go. I'm so glad you're still with me. The next one is my favorite. Okay, so I saved the best for last. This is my favorite game day appetizer. Kids love them, adults love them. There's nothing weird on it. It's super simple. So we're gonna make some beef dip sliders. And what I have here are 12 Hawaiian rolls that we're gonna assemble in a second. But first, we have to make our butter spread that's gonna go on the inside and on the top. Okay, so in this little bowl, I'm gonna melt 3 tablespoons of butter.
So in this small saucepan, I have 1.5 cups of beef stock, and I add in a couple teaspoons of Worcestershire, some fresh black pepper, and about a teaspoon of granulated garlic. We're gonna pop this on the stove and heat it up just a little bit. Then to my softened butter, I'm gonna add the rest of my garlic powder and some Italian seasoning. Next up, you can get your rolls ready. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna take the whole sheet out and take a serrated knife and cut straight through the center so that the top comes off in one whole sheet. Then we're gonna take that herby seasoned butter mixture and we're gonna brush some on both sides of the Hawaiian rolls. Don't eat it yet, keep going. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that au jus and we're gonna dip a couple slices at a time of our roast beef in that au jus, so we're gonna get that flavor right on the sandwiches. After you do about 1 pound of roast beef, then we're gonna switch and we're gonna add our cheese on top.
Do one more.
Once your sandwiches are assembled, we're gonna take that whole thing and put it on a quarter sheet pan. And we're gonna brush the tops with the rest of that seasoned butter that we made. Now these are gonna hang out on our Traeger that is set to 375 with the lid closed for 15 to 20 minutes or until you come back and all that cheesy goodness is coming on out.
Okay, I'm so glad that we saved the best for last. So I'm gonna take these off on my cutting board. I'm gonna pull them apart. I'm gonna show you how we eat them. I'm just gonna cut around into this one because it had already separated a little. Cheese. Great, so I have my beef broth with Worcestershire and my spices. I'm gonna serve that next to the sliders. So these sandwiches are so popular, they actually called one of my taste testers out from hiding. So you ready, Coop? Dig in. Which one you want? That one? Do a little dip in our little au jus. And take a bite.
Another one.
You want that one and another one? That sounds good. Okay, so I hope all these recipes were helpful. I hope at least one of them makes it onto your game day table. I've got a couple more videos for you to watch. As always, there are helpful links in the description below. Keep coming back, guys.